Hello everyone. Hello Victoria. Hello Dheeraj. Today I'm hosting Victoria and Dheeraj, and we are going to talk about relationships in Indian families. And I would like to thank you that you agreed to join me today. And I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm sure it will be a very interesting discussion. I see a lot of people are joining us. And first of all, I would like to ask you to introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? So that our listeners know you a bit better. So let's start with Victoria.
Hi, my name is Oregon. I'm from Kitchener, Ontario. That's in Canada. It's a province in Canada. I currently just am continuing self-study as I just recently graduated computer science. And a little bit about me, I like to draw, I like to game. That's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yes, that's really nice. And what about you, Dheeraj? Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Dheeraj Kumar. So I live in Kitchener, Ontario, and I am barber, and so I love play cricket, sometime football.
How long do you live in Canada already?
It's like 1 year.
1 year. Okay. So first question I would like to ask you, I think it's the most important question. How did you guys meet each other? Can you please tell us your beautiful love story?
You
I
want
don't
me?
know who wants to share.
Okay. Yeah, so I was selling a screen protector on Facebook Marketplace, and we are going back and forth for a few months, and I'm like, "Do you actually want it? Are you going to meet up with me?" I thought, like, is this guy like a like something like one of those people who are just like not sure about picking up? I was like, okay, well, he's like finally made up his mind about meeting up, but at that point, like we already discussed, he don't want the screen protector. I was like willing to give it to him for free at that point because I was like, okay, what's this guy want? I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my time because I'm hesitant about like meeting people online. You gotta be careful, right?
Yeah,
So
of course.
he was patient, he was persistent, but respectful, and uh yeah, it just from there we started hanging out like every day because I coincidentally go to the same college, but also I studied at the college every day. I'm one of those people who just need a dedicated space to study. So I'm always at the college in like study rooms, getting my work done. So it's convenient for him.
So you never met each other before?
Never,
No.
no, we never stayed
Yeah.
on campus actually because we're not in the same field of study. He was studying international business and I was studying computer science. So two worlds collide.
What a destiny. But you still met, yeah, in a such unexpected way. Yeah.
Mhm.
Victoria, can you please tell me, did you ever imagine yourself to be in relationship with someone from a totally different culture?
Uh, well, yeah. I mean, like, there's so many people from Punjab and Canada, so it's not uncommon thing. Maybe for Canadian,
I know that. I
Punjab,
know. Especially in Ontario, yeah, it's like a mini Punjab.
yeah. So it's nothing. It's not really a big deal. I mean, I felt confident because I already knew a lot about Indian culture enough to not make myself look dumb. So. Uh, I didn't. I was just like, oh, he's cute. Let's give it a try. And yeah, it's just I'm a serious person looking for a serious guy, so I was very lucky to find him then. Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned that you knew a lot about Indian culture. So were you interested in Indian culture actually before you met each other?
Yeah, like for me, I think it's very important to be well-rounded, learning about different topics and different cultures so that you can, introduce yourself and make a good impression on yourself when you talk to others. And I just have a general interest as well because there's this one YouTuber I started watching years ago named Carl Rock. He does a lot of vlogs. He's married to an Indian woman. He lives in India.
Mm-hmm.
So he sparked my interest in learning about India and its culture, its food, and everything about it.
Wow, That's interesting. Yeah, and I think, of course, you probably got a chance to meet a lot of Indians, to interact with them in Canada. Yeah, I think it's the best country for that. Yeah. And I would like to ask you, how fast did you understand that he is the one? Which qualities of Dheeraj impressed you the most when you met each other?
For me, I feel like he empowers me as a woman. He gives me a good sense of genuine sense of security to allow me to express my femininity and just be in safe comfort zone. I don't have to filter my personality. I don't have to filter anything. We are generally on the same page about everything, well, practically everything. And he's very understanding, very patient. He respects everything about me, my culture, my religion, everything. And that's what I value the most. And also, he is willing to date to marry. That is most important to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, and now you have to blush. So many compliments for you. Dheeraj, I would like to address the same question for you. Did you ever imagine that you will end up dating someone from a different culture? So, what did you like about Victoria?
So Victoria is perfect for me. Like I love everything. I can just uh trust blindly on her. Like I can just what's that? Share values to her. Like and she's passionate. Like she's really helpful in everything. Like yeah.
That's really nice. So, so how long it took for you to understand, yeah, that she's the right person for you and you want to be with her?
So yeah, like we met on like 14 Feb in college. So like I decided on same day I want to marry with her. Like
Wow, you have to speak.
Holy, we mentally kind of
yeah,
knew,
he
but
was
it was
like
like kind of awkward because we had both same feelings,
yeah,
but we were just like taking our time, but we just kind of knew. I don't know, but like this discussion came up about marriage,
yeah,
and we just kind of consensually agreed, like more than other than just proposing. It was just a this joint decision, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, but after how long time did you decide to marry? How long did you date before you actually married? I think it happened very fast then.
So it's like only 2 months I took reason like I want to marry. So like I was like standing nearby a church. So like I say to God, I please help me. I want to marry with her. Like we was like standing together over there. Like
And one important question, yeah, I would like to ask both of you, what was the reaction of your families when you told them, yeah, that you are in a relationship with someone from a different culture and you want to marry? Especially, I'm very curious to hear what was the reaction of Dheeraj's family, because you probably know that there are a lot of stories when families were not so happy with the choices of their sons. Yeah, especially if it's a foreigner girl. Yeah, because Indian parents prefer Indian girls. Not all, I don't want to say that, but a lot, let's say. So, how did they react when you told your parents about it?
so my family still like they just like happy when I told them. Even like I don't even date any girl like in my life, so I just directly asked for marriage. Like they were shocked first, like what are you saying? Then like they realize and they just like say yes about her, and just like she always talk with my parents and like they are very happy. Like yeah. And
So you never had any problems like to convince your family?
no, no, because like earlier, like I told my brother, and then he talked at the behalf of me. Then like it's all good. Like or shorted, like even she speak Punjabi like little bit, but it's easy for them to understand. Like you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, so you can speak Punjabi. That's amazing. It's not easy, I would say, yeah. Because I'm trying to learn it myself. Yeah, I can understand Hindi, but to learn Punjabi after Hindi, it's a bit challenging. I'm mixing both terribly. That's why, yeah, it's not easy to really, especially pronunciation part for me. And what about, sorry.
Yeah, I have that problem as well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what about your family, Victoria? How did they react when you told them?
I have a really good relationship with my family. They trust what I do, they respect what I do. They know that I'm looking for something serious, so they just kind of say, even if it's short, don't do something you regret. Be sure of it. Find out everything about his family, his perspective on things, and yeah, they were they're very supportive.
That's nice. Yeah, that's great that both of your family supported you from the beginning. Yeah, you're truly lucky, I would say. And after how long did you get married, and how? I think did you get married in the church? I think I saw some video. Yeah. So how did it happen?
Uh, so we got married on October 20th of this year. So Um, when we got married in Coptic Orthodox Church, and it was just a small ceremony amongst friends and family, and we are just still preparing for the real big wedding in India. So it's still official. It's still nice to have a close circle of friends and family. It's very nice and peaceful ceremony, and I felt like a princess because I had a crown on. That's a tradition in that church. And he wore a crown, and I was like so close to tearing up because he was so handsome. So it was beautiful. I can't even imagine how it will be like for the other wedding. So
Mm.
yeah.
That's nice. So you are going to have a big Indian wedding because Indian weddings are huge. You have to be ready. Yeah, it can be, I don't know, 1,000 people who are attending the wedding. Yeah, I think it's kind of very tiring. It takes a few days. Yeah, so you're planning to have a big Indian wedding.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
That's great. And another question I would like to ask you, because both of you are from different backgrounds, culture, religion. So I would like to ask you, what kind of challenges do you have in your daily life, or maybe you don't have anything and everything is smooth and perfect. It can also be possible, yeah.
Mhm. So are you asking that for Dheeraj or me?
No, I'm
Both?
just asking both of you, yeah, if you have any challenges in your daily life, yeah, being from different cultures, backgrounds.
Mm. I don't see any challenges. He's very respectful. We don't have any clashing like perspective or opinions. Religion has never been a problem. He accepts mine, I accept his, and culture. I don't think there's anything that's shocked me, to be honest. So nothing came out of that. No.
No, and what about you, Dheeraj? Can you add something?
Yeah, so we respect all cultures, so there's no like barrier, like uh
Yeah, no, I think it's very important to respect each other first of all, yeah, and respect each other culture, religion, yeah, because yeah, people of different backgrounds, they can have some challenges. That's why I asked you this question. And another question I would like to ask you, Dheeraj, you are living in Canada already for a year, you said, and
uh,
what are the main pros and cons according to you? What do you like the most about this country? If there's something what you can't accept, or maybe I don't know, some negative moments, or
so yeah, Canada is a good country. Like I learned so many things here. Like the best thing is like when people just stuck somewhere, they really like helpful. Like like even they always say thank you and sorry. Like every time when we like, it's really good. And bus service is also good. Like I met like so many like cultural friends. And the main thing cons is like I miss my family, like I away from family, but I'm lucky I have her like to support me, to give comfort.
yeah, I can
Is
imagine.
my
It's always difficult to be away from your family, from your friends. Yeah, but I'm sure you probably found some Punjabi friends in Canada. And what about weather? Yeah, because you
I like
came from India and the weather in Canada is extreme, I would say. In winter, it's too cold.
yeah, like weather is like extreme because like it's snow, like now it's also weather's not good. So I have to adapt.
So, is there something apart the weather that you really don't like, or you don't have any problems living in Canada?
No, now I'm used to like I don't have problem.
Yeah, because I heard from many people. I went to Canada in 2019, so it was some time already, and I heard from many people that Canada has changed a lot since then. So it's not the same country, it's becoming more unsafe. I don't know, maybe it depends on the province where you are living. So I heard from many people these things that it's not very safe anymore. That, of course, it became very expensive everywhere, I think, not only in Canada. Yeah, so life has changed. I don't know. Do you feel like any big changes?
Oh, yeah, there's like a lot of increase in price of just basic necessities and housing. I can't even begin with. There's just like the problem we face specifically in our city is that there's too much student housing, right? So there's not a lot of permanent options here, right? So we're just hoping and waiting till like October of next year to elect a new prime minister and hope for the best, because at this rate there's a lot of homelessness, there's a lot of troubles like that. So it's I mean, I'm not a very political person, but what I'm thinking is that it's a lot of people of our generation that's affected. A lot
Yes.
people who graduate and they specify in a really good niche, and then the job market is either oversaturated, very competitive, or it's either there's a lot of fake job listings or there's a lot of internal hiring. So that's the problem that we're facing now, that Canada is only relying on mass immigration and relying on trades to sustain its economy. So that's something that needs to be worked on because it's affecting everybody. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard about the property, that the prices went up so terribly that you can't afford to buy anything. Especially I think in Ontario it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah, even in our city, there's a bunch of people going from Toronto to Kitchener, and it's like the price is pretty much same as Toronto now. Like
Yeah,
for
yeah, exactly. Because
bedroom, we're
far.
looking at 2,500 to 1,000 Canadian dollars essentially. So yeah, if not more. Every time they renew a lease, they increase it. If the building has been built past 2018, they can increase it to any limit. Any limit. There's no limit. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
just here, unfortunately. There is shortage of properties here, and I don't know what will happen in a few years.
mhm.
There are so many people coming, more and more, but they don't have enough houses, enough apartments for everyone, so it's really difficult. Okay, let's talk about something nice. Yeah, because yeah, it's not so easy everywhere in the world now, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So, Victoria, what can you tell us about Indians? What make them different from others? Especially Indian guys, let's say. Let's compare a little bit.
But,
What makes them different, really? Because I would say that Indians are very different. If I compare them with European, like European man and Indian man, there is a huge, huge difference.
it's hard to say because I say it depends on what state they are from, is basically how they act, but I don't like to generalize or anything. But if I have to say to compare, I'd say that uh a lot of Indians, they try so hard to fit in with the like NRI kind of things that they see in the movies, and it's just so cheesy and corny. There's so people who dress a certain way in its very typical way. But that's the same thing for Canadians too, because they all dress like exactly the same, like with the trends and everything that's going on, right? So like it's a for I see that both of them are very superficial, like Canadians are, and but I feel like that there's like a lot of people who don't value those materialistic things. Like it depends. Like, um, from people from like where Dheeraj is from in Chandigarh, Punjab, I find that they're very not as materialistic as some other Punjabi people. They are very considerate, very kind, very hospitable. And that's like a very nice change because if everywhere you go, everybody gonna act different, right? Like if I go to Toronto, maybe somebody gonna care about fashion, they're gonna care about their looks and everything, but everywhere you go, it's different, right? So I'd say they are very similar in some ways, but uh, um I don't know. It's just like very how do I say, very flashy kind of culture. But when you see the deep roots of Punjabi culture, somebody who values that, somebody who is not about superficial things, you see the true beauty of Punjabi culture. So it can go both ways. It's hard to say.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Punjabi culture is very beautiful. I agree with you. Yeah, everything is nice. Yeah, and I'm sure you would enjoy a lot when you go to Punjab because it's really amazing place and people are very different there. I really feel at home when I go to Punjab. Yeah, it's and especially Chandigarh. Yeah, it's my favorite city. Yeah, you will feel like in the let's say like in the mini Europe. I feel like this. Yeah, when I go there because it's so bustling. There are a lot of people, a lot of cafes. Like you can just go to the shops. Like it's like really nice.
Mhm.
And Dheeraj, I would like to ask you the same question. What is the main difference between, let's say, Canadian girls and Indian girls, according to you?
So like I never dated like Indian girls. Like she's my like first. So like I don't know like the big difference, but yeah, like
But if
maybe
you compare, I don't know, maybe your friends or if you have sisters or
maybe like Indian girls like to clubbing a lot. Like I don't like to go club also. She don't even like even they just like money seekers. Like they for money only. Like
yeah, I heard from many Indian guys these things. Yeah, that the Indian girls are only looking for money, and yeah, so is it really like that? Yeah, because of course not everyone.
yeah,
You cannot generalize, but
they
probably.
use only like they don't like take seriously relationship like then they say like oh my parents will not allow to do wedding then because it's like different culture and everything they just like lie about these things like they just see like only money like money matters.
Yeah, no, what can I say? Because in India, you mostly have arranged marriages, and of course, when two families meet, the first question would be, okay, do you have a house? Do you have a car? How much do you earn? Do you have a good education? Yeah, or do you live abroad? Then you're perfect match. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's how it happened in India. So I think it's not right. Yeah, they should look more at the person. Yeah, not just to think, okay, if he has a car or a good house. Yeah, because money is not everything in life. There are more important factors, I would say. And I would imagine that okay, between each other you speak English, but Victoria, do you speak Hindi, Punjabi? You already mentioned that okay, you speak a little bit Punjabi. So how do you learn?
Uh, I every time I learn a new language, I just end up learning words and being able to guess the context of the conversation. But he still like if I ask him what this word means because I remember it, that's how I learned it. Like it's not so much like he does teach me, but it's not just like oh he's tutoring me to giving me a new word every day. It's just because I'm picking up on conversation and slowly I am replacing English sentences with some Punjabi sentences. It's not at the point where I can have a full conversation. It's just little things, right? So if I can recognize everyday things, everyday conversations, and like allow me to have an environment around myself to learn, then it's very easy for me to pick up the word. So yeah.
So are you learning by yourself, or you're attending some course maybe? Because now there are a lot of online schools where you can learn Indian languages, and I think it's much easier. Yeah.
I might pick up a course, but I haven't done any course or anything yet. Maybe I will do.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Can you say us something, if you don't mind?
Okay. Kimio.
Email.
Yeah, to seek yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful way. Yes.
Like,
So I wish you best of luck in learning. Yeah. Because so in your family, Dheeraj, do you speak mostly Punjabi or Hindi? Because I know in some families, people speak mostly Hindi even in Punjab.
so we speak like mostly Punjabi, like, you know.
Yeah, that's nice. Because I know
Oh,
in big cities, yeah, a lot of people speak Hindi, and I noticed that some girls even prefer to speak English. I don't know why. I remember we were in the shop, and one girl started talking to me in English, and she spoke with everyone in English. I was wondering, what? Why don't you speak your mother tongue?
I have to him all the time. Sometimes, like even like other Indians, like even if they can speak Hindi, they'll speak English to me.
yeah, like mostly spent on the state, like maybe Bengal's people like speak like English a lot in home, like
Okay.
in Punjab.
Yeah, I know that in many states, yeah, they don't even know Hindi. They don't speak in the south. They don't speak Hindi at all. They don't want to speak it. They have their own languages. There is nothing to do with Hindi, but Punjabi and Hindi still, they're very similar. I would say, like, that's why it's difficult to switch because it's almost the same. I would say. Yes. So another question I would like to ask you. Let's talk about Indian food. Yeah. How do you like it, Victoria? What are your favorite dishes, and what do you mostly cook at home? Indian or Canadian dishes, or mix, or maybe I don't know, something else totally different.
So I'd say my favorite dish is dosa, even though it's South Indian.
So,
Yeah, it's not Punjabi dish.
But like I like North Indian food. Like my second favorite is probably palak paneer. Yeah. So, but when I cook at home, like I don't really follow the recipe. I just kind of like mix a bunch of masalas and I make something kind of like something based on what I have. But if he's craving something, I will try my best to make. But I want to learn from his mom still because I kind of just specialize in making other kind of cuisines like I'd say Italian, Mexican, and maybe a little bit of Korean food. And I've had to adjust quite a bit because um the spices I use before are nothing. Like the preparation is so different. Like I never seen people putting in pan like frying the spices beforehand. And it's big adjustment because I'm cooking only vegetarian now. So I thought I knew a lot about cooking, but I don't because I never cooked a veg before he came into my life. So it's big adjustment. I still have a lot to learn. I'm okay. I'm good at cooking. I just want to learn more baking and more Indian style cooking. So, yeah.
So are you vegetarian, Dheeraj?
yes, pure.
Okay, but do you cook non-veg also at home, or you also started eating mainly vegetarian food?
I mean, I'm still non-veg, but I eat veg like 90% of the time. I only eat non-veg if I go out because it's very inconvenient for me to prepare meat on the side and it takes a lot longer, so I just end up eating vegetarian.
Yes, I can understand you. I'm almost in the same situation. Okay, I'm not a meat eater, but yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
just like fish. This is something it's difficult to stop. Yeah, yeah, when you are used to something. And I see one question regarding food. So, how many kinds of dosa have you tried? Ragi dosa, that's the most healthy one.
No,
I never even
I
heard of
tried
that
the-
one. I tried masala cheese dosa, tried spring dosa, which is basically like
Yeah,
stuffing of a spring roll inside of a dosa, and just plain dosa and masala dosa. I didn't try much because
just
I'm a very picky eater. I have to know everything what's in everything for me to try it. So yeah, I'm trying to be more adventurous. So yeah.
But do you cook mostly Indian food at home?
Oh yeah, most of the time now. Yeah.
Dheeraj, you don't like to try any other types? Because I know that Indians, they're very proud of their food. Even
yeah.
if they live abroad, they never eat anything else except Indian food. Yeah, most of Indians. So do you like any other cuisine or do you prefer only Indian?
So in Canada, it's really hard to find like vegetarian food, but I tried maple syrup pie and vegetarian poutine with her. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I would imagine that in Canadian cuisine you don't have so many vegetarian dishes. Or
yeah.
Mm,
maybe I'm wrong because I don't know what is actually a traditional, let's say, Canadian dish.
We mainly specialize in sweets.
Yeah.
So we have like what is it called? Oh, I forget the word for it. You think I would know, huh? It's called the Nanaimo bar. It's like there's it's like chocolate cream and then nougat at the bottom or something like that.
Mhm.
And then we have doner, but that's also non-veg. Doner is kind of like shawarma, but it's from Nova Scotia. Everything else is non-veg. The only thing that's Canadian is poutine, and he likes it. It's just, cheese curds, gravy, fries, that's it. Okay, so like, yeah, the beauty of poutine is that they mix it with so many other cultures. They mix it with Indian food, they mix it with Egyptian food. Like, there's a big thing in Canada is shawarma poutine. Like he said, that too. There's a veg version with falafel.
Mhm.
People are crazy about that up here. So yeah.
No, I didn't try it when we went to Canada. I don't know. The most I like was Boston pizza. There are so many different variations of pizza. I'm not a big fan of pizza. I don't know,
Mhm.
not just like a few types, but there you could find something really different. And the what they mix like ingredients were totally like they put ananas or something like that. That I would say no, it's not tasty, but it was so tasty and nice. But I think in Canada you have so many Indian restaurants, so especially Punjabi restaurants, where you can always find
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
vegetarian. And what about Indian sweets? Do you like them?
I'm
Yeah.
addicted. I love,
That really
I'm
names.
so addicted. I love Gajar halwa. That's my favorite. I like any kind of laddu.
Mm,
I love gulab jamun. I don't know who doesn't like gulab jamun. Everybody tries that.
yeah,
Um,
it is.
I like barfi. Barfi's good. Rasgulla. I think I tried not everything, but a lot of things.
Yeah,
That's all, everything that can come to mind. But yeah, we both have really bad sweet tooth, so yeah.
Yeah, then of course you love it. For me, Indian sweets are too sweet. Yeah, I can't handle them. Really. Yeah, I'm not a sweet lover, to be honest. I prefer salty dishes
Mm.
than sweet. But when I tried Indian sweets, I was like, oh my God, I cannot eat only maybe with tea. Yes, one piece I can have. That's why I like something what is less sweet. I don't know. Maybe barfi is less sweet or laddu. Laddu, yes, can be less sweet. Yeah, it's also very tasty. But in Punjab, oh, there are so many sweets when I go to sweet shop. Yeah, you just want to try it because everything looks so nice, and there are so many different types. Yeah, so I don't know. It probably will take me years to try everything. Yes, but in Canada also you have a lot of sweet shops. I saw myself. We went to some, like I don't remember, was it in Toronto or in Brampton maybe? There are so many Punjabi shops.
yeah,
It's like that's what I said. I felt like in Punjab there. And Dheeraj, I would like to ask you one question. Okay, that is it difficult in Canada to make friends? Do you mostly have Punjabi friends, or is it also easy to make friends with locals? Because I know that in many Western countries, it's very difficult for foreigners to make friendship with locals. Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about different countries. And is it difficult, according to you, for a foreigner to find a job in Canada? How is the situation now?
So like it's not difficult to make friends. Like I have many friends in college, and yeah, it's really hard to find job because of there is less job in like Ontario area. Like yeah, it's hard. But it's in Canada, like I just noticed it's only like matters who you know. Like it's not matter what you know, like you
Mhm.
know. Like yeah, only these things matter here, like
So does it depend on the sector where you are looking, for example, for a job, or is it difficult for everyone to find something? I would imagine that for IT people, it might be easier because they're needed everywhere, but or it's not really important which sector it
no,
is.
not important which sector. Like it's really hard to find like for everyone, like and there are like many persons like who are just like experience around 5 years, they still don't have job because of like less job over there. Yeah, like it's hard.
Really, because I know that Canada was always inviting so many expats, yeah, to work there. Yeah, I think mostly maybe in some northern province where not so many people want to live. Yeah, because it's too cold. I think too difficult to survive, I would imagine. But I didn't expect that it's so difficult. Yeah, maybe now is it? Did it happen now, like last years, or it was always like this?
Oh my.
Always.
Ever
Always.
since
Yeah.
ever since Justin Trudeau came in office, it's been like what since I'd say I don't even know when he was in the office, but it's been well over 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah,
So
because I think after Corona, everything has changed so drastically. Yeah, everywhere.
yeah, there was a spike in the IT sector, like for um IT professionals to work, but a lot of people working from home, and then when you get so many people meeting that demand, then you don't no longer need anybody, right? So now the problem is that with all sectors is that they require so much experience, but even when you have experience, that's not enough. So it's like there's a lot of so many rounds of interviews, and then at the end of the rounds of interviews they just say, oh, the job no longer exists. There's this really messed up thing that happens in Canada where when the reason why they make the fake job postings is because the companies get a tax benefit, and um when they say that they're constantly hiring, it makes the company look good. It may be to it may be to cover up a high turnover rate, meaning that a lot of people just quit. So there's a lot of shady things going on, and not a lot of things to authenticate these job postings. So even if you don't pursue secondary education in every single sector, it's like that. It's horrible.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's sad. Yeah, it's happening everywhere now. And
Mhm.
since we are talking about Canada, I would like to ask you: are you planning to stay in Canada, or would you like to try to live in India or maybe somewhere else?
I don't.
Just I'm not telling just right now, but just let's say in the nearest future. Would you like to live in India, Victoria?
Yeah, probably within a year and a half because I don't want to be here even when there's a new prime minister. I don't want to wait for things to get better. The aftermath is already going to be being fixed, but like I've been here my whole life and I'm just kind of tired of it at this point. I,
So you
I
like
before,
some change?
yeah, before I met Dheeraj, I was debating whether or not I'd go to England because I have some family back there, but it's it's difficult because things are bad in England as well, right? So we kind of already agreed that maybe within a year and a half we might just permanently shift to India. I'm fine with the 10-year visa. That's fine. Yeah.
Yes, no, it's difficult everywhere, especially in Europe. I think, I don't know, in Germany it's really bad. I don't know any country where it's easy now. India, yeah, India, there are, yeah, it's the biggest economy, yeah, so things are changing very fast there, yeah, and I think in Chandigarh it's a very pleasant place to live. I think it would be easy, and it's good for a change to see if you like it or not. Of course, you can always come back.
Mhm.
Yeah. And okay, I want to ask you a question. I always ask all girls, and I will ask the same question to you, Dheeraj. Victoria, what would you recommend to the girls who are dating Indian guys? How how should they, I don't know, behave to prevent any misunderstanding or problems in future? How to understand that the person is serious, because Indians are totally different. It's not the same like dating some Western guy. So what would you recommend based on your experience?
First thing I would say is know what you want. If you want something serious, um, make that clear, right? Do your research about where they're from, what province and city, because everywhere in India it varies culturally, right? So even if you ask the man like, oh, what's, are you single or are you doing this? There's a lot of people who don't want to admit that they have a prearranged marriage. It could be from birth, it could be from just recent thing that like the maybe they having pressure from their parents to get married, right? Not every Indian parent maybe wants their child to be with a Canadian or anybody of a different culture. So if you can get in with the parents early on, and if you're serious about marriage, then they will take you more seriously. If you talk to the parents frequently, you have a higher chance. If you secure that, if there's transparency where the man wants to tell you things and you shouldn't, and you're not prying for information, that is a good sign. So a lot of Canadian girls don't know that uh, like there's a lot to happen, especially if if the family is very religious, right? There's things that there may be joint uh decision amongst families to get them married based on a lot of factors, based off astrology, all these things. So it's good to ask with like people who are associated with your partner to get the real information, because there might be a lot of people who want to date here temporarily, but they have to be committed to somebody eventually. Maybe they're not in a relationship with that person that they are to marry, but they are expected to marry that person. So it hurts both people, because like there's some people who take accountability, and it happens for both sides. There's a lot of people who say they come from India and then their spouse is here, or somebody they want to marry from India is here and they're waiting and until they can send them over, or maybe they're coming over, right? It happens for both sides, and nobody wants to be heartbroken, right? So finding out information and just from different sources other than just your partner is key. So I was saying there's a lot of people who want to admit, and there's a lot of people who don't want to admit. So you have to be wary, because there's also a lot of Canadians who are not serious and they just want to be in a situationship. So it's all
Yeah,
boils down to what is the end goal, right? If you have that communication, that can really help to bridge the gap between the two cultures.
yeah, that's true. And what do you think? Is it important to meet the family before you decide to get married or to go into something serious? Yes,
Definitely.
because
Yeah, I think so, because like if you like when you talk about marriage, you have to talk about everything. You have to talk about potentially having kids, because if the family dynamic's not good, are you going to explain to your children, oh, you can't see grandma and grandpa because they hate me? You know how awkward that is? No, that's not good. Like that could go for both sides. Why would anybody want that, right? So even though it's early in the marriage or even beforehand, you have to talk about every aspect, how you would tackle it, because a lot of people just go with the flow and they don't have a proper plan, and they just think everything will just fall into place, but that's far from the truth.
yeah, that's true. of course, you probably know that there are a lot of Indian guys who marry, especially girls from America or USA, for the papers. Yeah, so there are a lot of stories like that, and
Yeah.
that's why you can see, like, if I post a couple, for example, when the girl is from America or from Canada and the guy from India, the first comments would be, okay, he married her for PR. I find it
I
actually good,
already got one
but not
comment
One
for
everyone is
that.
the
comment, yeah.
same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
you
I don't know
don't
why people like to
understand.
insult so much. Yeah, without even knowing the situation, without knowing the people, yeah, how they can just judge, okay, he married you for papers. Yeah, it's kind of, I find it crazy. Yeah, but what do you think? Is it easier to spot a guy, let's say, if he is really into, if he really wants to be with someone just for papers, or if he is really serious and genuinely wants to be with the girl?
I think you, I think you should tell me because I honestly, I don't know.
But
What do you think? Because like what how do you know that somebody's just using somebody, say Indian guy? Because there's a risk every time you're with somebody, but maybe you could tell her because maybe there's some things you I don't know that you know.
like when boys rushing to marriage again and again, like he don't introduce like family. This is only for like PR or stuff like this. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Mm. Oh, I think I could think of one too. Like if he's not willing to be public on social media, that's a
yeah,
big red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that if the guy is not really serious, then he won't introduce the girl to his parents, first of all, because for Indians it's very important, yeah, to introduce the girl, and maybe he will just make an excuse, so I'm sorry, yeah, maybe later, yeah, maybe my mother is sick or something is going on, yeah. So I think, I don't know, is there some red flags which can really clearly,
I think
like,
of one, like there's some guys that don't even go for marriage. They do through
court marriage.
no, it's what's the word? Uh Cohabitants. When you like what is it? You know when somebody lives with you for a certain amount of time, right?
Mm.
So I think there's a way to do that through COLA, right? Common law. So
Yeah,
through
common law.
common law, they don't have to make that commitment because if I were doing a spousal support, if I were somebody doing spousal support and it was through marriage, I can't do it if I got remarried or anything like that. It is a one-time thing.
mhm.
And you have to take note of any previous legal relationships and all that. You can only do one person at a time. So there's a lot of people who don't even commit to marriage and they do that. So that's also a big red flag where it can be both. It could be either marriage or it could be either just common law, or just live with me, and then
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
But what I noticed, yeah, because I saw a lot of broken hearts, a lot of girls who were actually in a relationship for many years, and in the end, they okay, their partners left them only because parents were against their marriage. Yeah, they couldn't go against the family. They just, okay, they couldn't really fight for their love. I would say that a lot of Indians are like that. I don't know. Maybe they are so attached to the families. Yeah, they don't want to hurt the parents, and if the parents don't want any foreigner daughter-in-law, so they just agree with them to marry someone they find. Yeah, so that's why I know a lot of stories. I think that's why it's very important, I think, to meet the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk to them at least, because many guys, they just date someone for many years, but they never introduce their girls to their family. They just make an excuse, okay, later, but this later never comes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the family's biggest worry is that maybe they deny a lot of maybe foreign girls because they haven't taken upon themselves to learn about their culture or haven't proved it, and they haven't shown a willingness because they're gonna think like, oh man, like why should I allow this person to marry my son if they don't know anything about my culture? And things are so different because a big fear of that is when a couple has children, are they going to embrace the Indian culture? there might be a lot of couples who have that issue where they're not able to because they're still learning while even after marriage. So if you can prove that you genuinely care about their culture, that is a good thing for the woman to do, or anybody who's foreign to the Indian person. I could say, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, yeah, that's actually the main reason the family. So, of course, if family is very conservative, I think the guys shouldn't even get into a relationship and they should think twice if they know that they will never agree. Yeah, but I think when you are in love, yeah, you probably hope for the best. But unfortunately, yeah, there are still a lot of sad stories, and I would like to ask the same question to you, Dheeraj. I even see a lot of comments coming from Indian guys, and they're asking, okay, that how to find a foreigner girl. You know, I have been receiving messages like this every single day. I got an impression, honestly, that most of Indians are looking for foreigner girls. It's like there are no Indian girls at all. So everyone wants foreigner girls. So what would you recommend to your countrymates? I don't know, do you think to marry a foreigner, is it for everyone, or it's like you should be really open-minded, you should see how is life abroad is? Because I know, you know, I got an impression that Indians who have never been abroad, they cannot even explain me why they want to marry a foreigner. Like I ask, what is the reason? Yeah, why not Indian? And the reason would be because they're beautiful, because they're kind. But it's kind of, it's not a reason. Come on, it should be something serious why you want someone from different culture, because it's not always so easy to be in an international relationship. There are also a lot of challenges. Okay, you are in the same country, but imagine if Dheeraj would be in India, you would be in Canada. So it would be much more difficult with all this bureaucracy, paperwork. It's like it can take a lot of time to be together. So what would you recommend? I see, just a second, a question. How many divorces have happened in the family court in India right now? The court has to say. No, probably someone is trying to say that there are a lot of divorces in India now. Yeah, but okay, my question was, what would you say to your countrymates? Yeah, should they really go for it, or should they think twice before marrying someone from a different culture? And why do you think so many Indians are dreaming about foreigner girls? What do you think? What can be the reason? I never saw it before, honestly. It's really happening now. A lot of guys are approaching me because they think that this account is, I can actually help them to find someone.
So yeah, in India, like the main reason like girls are like same point, like money seekers. They don't think like, oh, they are like real, like, oh, they are just like playing with feelings like that. Even like like want to come to Canada, so they just find shorter way to come to Canada, like to arrange marriage, like somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, but like she's asking, is there any good reasons, like somebody who's genuine, like wanting to date somebody specifically not Indian?
Like I don't know.
Oh, you know why? Because of Bollywood movies, that's why, not?
Yeah,
Always the Bollywood movies.
yeah.
And maybe it's not, it's a superficial thing, don't you think? But like there must be a reason why, because there's so many songs about it, right? What do you think?
I don't know, like I don't know because like I have friends, but they don't look for like Canadian girls. Like
Really?
yeah, like I
Oh.
have like some friends. They just like good with like Indian girls.
So they're not open to being with Canadian girls at all?
No,
What? It's crazy.
But in your circle, Dheeraj, do you know someone who is also like looking only for someone abroad and not for an Indian girl, I see a lot of comments that Indian girls are judging, they are this and that. Yeah, but okay, I don't believe that everyone is the same. And it's kind of strange for me when I'm getting messages, something like, can you please find me American girl? Or can you please find me Russian girl? And I always ask a question, are you looking for a person or for a country? For me, it's a little bit strange, really, because if you are looking for a partner, you will not just point at the country or something. Like if you are looking for some nice person, it doesn't really matter. But for me, it's a little bit funny. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand something. That's why I try to understand why it is happening now so much. Why so many Indians are interested to be with someone from different culture.
You know,
No, because I don't have like this kind of friend, like who just marry for like foreign girl.
I think
But
it's
would you still recommend to Indian guys who are looking for foreign partners? Let's say yes. What do you think? Should should someone who is, like I said, if a person has never been abroad, just lived all his life in India, didn't ever meet any foreigner, should such people really look for someone? Because I would imagine that it wouldn't be easy. I know some examples when girls, like let's say some foreigner girls married someone like this, and they went to India, and the guys actually tried to change them, and they wanted them to behave like Indian girls. Yeah. So then why are you looking for a foreigner if you are trying to change your wife? That's actually my point. That I think that it's not for everyone. I don't know if you agree with me or not.
Hmm, I think everybody like some people can't find the balance. Maybe there's some expectations in marriage the Indian girl is expected to fulfill, and I see so many reels, so many like jokes about it. People make a joke and it's light, but then sometimes it gets very dark and hurtful. So I think in his experience, he just appreciates the balance, right? It maybe for maybe for my experience because it's very different, right? Like it's, it's kind of like fusion of all these different kind of things because I have the British culture, I have Canadian culture, so I think maybe some Indians want to experience it, and but maybe they're not really, they don't know the commitment that comes behind it. If they end up, like you said, wanting to change the girl, maybe their body more than they can chew, right? But I'm not quite sure why that is so. Why they if they're
Because
not
like
willing
they
to.
just like give preference to like family because oh you're not fit in family, you have to change these, like they just like give more importance of family traditions, you have to wear these kind of clothes in like India, you have to eat only these because my family is not allow you to eat non-vegetarian in home, like these kind of things, like
Yes, exactly. Not only this, yeah, you have to get up at 5 o'clock to do puja, or you have to take care of my parents.
well,
You should like different things.
yeah.
Yeah, and of course, not all foreigner girls they are ready for that. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because probably there are a lot of women. I think before you marry someone from India, I think you would agree with me. You should know at least a little bit about Indian culture, how it works in Indian society, because there are a lot of things which are not normal in India but pretty normal abroad. So you have to learn at least basic things like that you should respect the parents, because many girls they will simply okay come, they don't know that all these things, they will behave maybe also strange, and there are, yeah. So I think it's very important to know each other's cultures. That's why I'm saying that if a guy or a girl doesn't know anything about, let's say for a girl about India, and for the guy doesn't know about anything about Western world, so I'm not sure that it will always work out. Yeah, this type of relations. Yeah, if they try to find someone. from different culture. And Victoria, I wanted to ask you, probably also getting a lot of messages because I heard from many girls who are married to Indians, yeah, that they're getting thousands of messages from Indian guys. Okay, please find us someone, and they're just sick of it. They just don't know what to say because we are not marriage agencies, and they, I don't know why they think that if you're married to Indian, that you can help everyone.
It even happened to me when I was single. If I reject someone, they're like, okay, then find me, girl. Okay, were you even interested in me in the first place? If like, you could just go on to the next person. We are not even dating, but that's disrespectful. So, like, the thing is that they assume that, like, that I could just bridge the gap, like I'm like a professional matchmaker, and it's like I know because of all the bad notions that maybe every Canadian girl thinks about all because all the memes of like creepy Indian guys on Facebook, they don't want to directly talk to them, right? The Indian guy don't want to talk to them, right? But it's like, well, what do you want me to do? Because like go on a dating app just like everybody else and hope for the best. Why would you want me to set you up with somebody just for you to be rejected? I don't know what the person's preference is, and even if I ask, maybe she's not gonna be serious. Why would I hold that responsibility, right? So like it hasn't really happened past marriage. There's people who make jokes about it, but they're not serious. Like they say, "Oh, find me a Canadian girl," but it's not for a good reason why they say that. And then when I was single, it was just because they are lonely, right? It's different reason, right? But it's like, well, I'm not responsible for like doing that because my experience is very unique because all my friends are Indian. I don't have any Canadian friends.
That's nice.
So it's like, why are you asking me out of all people? You know? It's very unique experience for me because in my experience growing up British Canadian is completely different than growing up Canadian. It's completely different. So it's hard to make friends with Canadians. It really is. So I still don't get it. Right? So I just find it funny to be honest because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some guys are simply, I don't know, desperate because, if I post something and if some girl comment, just leave a comment, immediately like 10 guys will come and say, hi, I like you. Can we be a couple? And then they will just write the same lines to everyone, like who was in the comment section. Yeah. So for me, it's so funny. It's like, they try to and see that maybe they just hope that one will reply. Okay, if this one will reject, then I will try another one. But it sounds really, it doesn't look serious. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I
You
don't understand.
do. They- right? So
Because I told these guys actually many times, what are you trying to achieve? Yeah. What do you think that if a girl sees that you are writing to everyone the same sentence, what will she think? That you are serious or what? No, no. I just need one. I said, and why you are writing to 10? Yeah.
Need one.
Yeah. It's really interesting since I started this project, I have been getting so many messages, and yeah, it's sometimes what I really feel bad about how many insults comes from Indians. I don't know. I have a feeling that they're simply jealous because if they see some Indian guy finally marry a foreigner girl and they just feel, why not me? Why he is so lucky? And instead of be happy for this person, they will just start mocking him. Okay, he's not handsome. How she could choose him? Or he just married her for PR or whatever. I don't know why it is like that.
well, at the end of the day, it's just like objectification, right? Because when Dheeraj approached me, he didn't treat me like, oh wow, I'm so special just because I'm Canadian. He just treated me like any other girl. But when you're specifically looking, it doesn't make the girl feel special. It just feels like something that she has to offer, right? It's like, I don't want to be an object, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be an object, right?
Yeah, no, that's true, but I feel like really bad because imagine if a couple just sees comments like this that someone is simply just doubting their relations, like okay, he doesn't really love you, he just marry her just to get his green card or something. Yeah, you know, that's why it makes me feel sad. Why people are like that? Why they don't respect like her and his choice? Why they can't be happy? Yes, I don't know. That's what comes to my mind. Why it is like that? And even guys who live abroad, they also write comments like that.
Mm. I think it's because they don't have self-respect for themselves. They don't know in the long run that they're making a fool of themselves, you know? Like how are their family gonna look if they don't actually earn in life, have an honest living, if they just pursue somebody the easy way out, as you said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like it boils down to self-respect, really.
Yes, no, that's why I really want to discuss these topics because I see the situation, yeah, and I see just comments from other intercultural couples, so they're also getting the same comments, yeah, the same messages, and I think a lot of genuine Indian guys are suffering because of that. There are very nice guys who really wants to marry. They live abroad. They are earning money. They are not after documents or something. They really want someone. Okay, I respect their feelings, but they cannot find someone because Indians, like this type of people, they just ruin everything because they are not serious. And of course, girls, they think that, oh, Indians are like that. Yeah, why should I trust this guy?
Mhm.
So I think
Mhm.
you understand my point. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to discuss if you were in this situation. Yeah, if you like also were receiving messages like this because it's really frustrating. Yeah, sometimes I feel very angry, especially when I see messages in Hindi. They probably think that I don't understand Hindi, but it's not my language, but I understand what they write, and I feel ashamed. Yeah, really. I don't want to translate you because it's absolutely terrible what they write and how they insult their own countrymates. Yeah, like
Mhm.
that's why I just try to understand why people are so unhappy. Are they jealous or there's another reason?
Yeah, it could be that. I
yeah,
honestly don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. No, but it's interesting to listen to different experiences. Yeah,
Mhm.
but of course, not everyone is the same. Please, girls, don't think that all guys are like that. India has a huge population. Yeah, that's why, of course, there are people like this who don't really respect women. I think there is no respect for women if they talk like that. Yes, or maybe they're doing it for fun. I think some people are really, internet is cheap in India. You just sit online, yeah, just typing to everyone the same things. Yes, but of course you should be careful. I think everyone should be careful and think twice. Yeah, like you said, there are red flags. Yeah, what you should pay attention to. That's why I think it's a very important topic. And Victoria, I think I want to ask you. You were mentioning that you have a YouTube channel. Maybe you will tell us a bit more about it so that people can join.
Yeah, so we're gonna start uploading shorts. We just uploaded our first vlog yesterday, just a short one about like the best picks for food in Toronto, and they all happen to be vegetarian, so it's like anybody can enjoy. Um, so yeah, we just want to do food vlogs and shorts, and yeah, we wanted to give it a go, right? So it's something I always wanted to do, and he always wanted to do, so I thought, why not? Because he started doing a little bit in India, but he didn't upload. I'm like, well, let's
yeah.
let's
It's like
upload, let's do it.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, it's called Foodholics channel, just space in between, no underscore, and yeah, it's already mentioned on my page, and yeah,
So you will mainly post something about food, or it would be about like something else.
it can be about us doing things, uh, challenges, mostly food. But for now, we're going to focus on shorts. I feel like the vlogs will come when we are in India. We can really enjoy the best food over there. So I think we're gonna focus on shorts, but if we have time, we will do vlogs. But for now, it'll be shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Of course, I know a lot of people who like food, and especially Indian food is very popular everywhere. So maybe you can note down when I save our life the link to your YouTube channel so that everyone who is interested can join and of course can follow you. I would like to invite other couples who wants to know someone like-minded people. Yeah, you are very welcome to join Victoria and Dheeraj. And I just try to see, because I see a lot of comments, I just try to read if there is some questions. I think because this topic, what we discussed before, is very popular. Whatever I got this kind of comments, I don't entertain them and delete them because it can easily ruin your life, emotions, feelings. So just keep trying to enjoy the life there with people always there. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I just see a lot of we boys respect Indian girls with all our heart, but in today's time, only 10% of girls are left. Those who are loyal and are able to maintain their husband's-wife relationship. 90% of them are fights. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, because I'm not living in India, but I try to understand this situation, because why does it happen like this? Yeah, why everyone is looking for someone abroad? I know that there are less girls in India than boys. That's especially in some states, but I don't think this is the reason. Yeah. Yeah, but it was very nice talking to you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I would really thank you for joining me today, and maybe we will meet again and discuss something else, because I have a lot of things in my mind and a lot of things to discuss, because Indian culture, yeah, it is something very special for me also. That's why I'm always happy to talk to someone who are in the same situation, let's say, who is also married to Indian. Yeah, so I would really thank you. And for you, it's still morning. I would wish you a wonderful day. Yes. And
Thank you.
let's be in touch. Yes. And of course,
Yeah,
let's be positive. Let's ignore all negativity, I would say, because it's important to keep positive. I know there are a lot of negative people in the world, and if we let them affect our lives, yeah, that's like the girl said, that we don't want to ruin our lives. So let's stay happy and positive.
yeah.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for
Thank you.
having this opportunity with us, and we'll be available for any other live or any content you want to do together. We'll be around. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much that you contacted me, because I think you had a close profile, so I would not know that you are also married interculturally, because there are a lot of girls actually follow my account, but I can't write to everyone and ask, okay, why are you following me? Are you also in intercultural relation or not? That would be weird, yeah. So it was really nice that you contacted me and to get to know you. If we ever come to Canada, let's meet. If you
Oh,
are still in Canada, yeah, or maybe in Punjab, why not?
yeah.
Because we all come to Punjab, and Chandigarh, as I told you, my favorite city. So it's always nice to go there. So let's keep in touch. Yeah. And it
Sure.
would be nice to meet again. Yeah. If I have some idea, like like I have lots of ideas, I will surely invite you. Thanks again for joining me. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care and have a nice day.
Oh, take care.
Bye bye.
bye bye.
Bye.